What do you get when you mix a 1920s French wizard circus, a 2005 British courtroom, and 0 fantastic beasts? Confused? So is everyone else. The brand new Ministry of Magic land at Universal's Epic Universe looks stunning, but the storytelling is all over the place. Today, I'm redesigning it from top to bottom to make it more immersive, magical, and actually make sense. By the end, you'll see how a magical speakeasy, live sugar beasts, and a secret wizard finale could change everything. Okay, so here's the first big problem. The timeline in this land is more scrambled than Bertie Bott's jelly beans. The moment you step through the portal, you're transported to 1920s France in the ooh la la, Fantastic Beasts era. You're thinking, cool, this is Newt Scamander's turf. But then, boom, you're suddenly in Great Britain, 2005, fighting alongside Harry Potter in the Ministry of Magic with Dolores freaking Umbridge, who I love to hate. And to make things weirder, this whole land only has 2 attractions. Other areas have multiple rides, shows, characters. This one, it kind of feels empty, like something magical is missing. Here's what they could have done. Picture this, a French ministry escape, like a magical haunted house. You sneak through the halls as Newt Scamander, running from the creepy evil librarian, and magical creatures are leaping out from every shadow. Animatronics, live actors, stuff moving all around you. You're in the story. And bonus, no motion sickness. The ride they have now is technically impressive. Huge sets, cool animatronics, but it's basically watching other people have an adventure while you ride an elevator. As a huge Harry Potter fan, I wanted to be blown away. And parts of it were impressive. But honestly, it felt like it was designed by a committee that couldn't pick a spell. Like everyone had a wand in the cauldron, and nobody agreed on the final potion. Anyway, let's talk about the next part, the other show. Okay, I haven't actually seen the Cirque Arcana show yet, but from what I've heard, it sounds like it slaps. I absolutely love the gorgeous antique tent they've set up, those vintage graphics and whimsical circus props inside. Chef's kiss, total visual feast. But what if the whole land just leaned into that fantastic beast magical circus vibe? Like, not just the big tent, but the streets too. Imagine actors dressed as magical beasts wandering around, totally in character. They could add animatronics like in the Isle of Berk, with creatures crawling up and down buildings, or peeking at us from rooftops. And why not throw in some flying beasts soaring overhead? It'd make the whole place feel alive and wild, like you actually stepped into a magical circus world. On the other side of the park, there's this kinda empty alley with a bar and some empty storefronts. Right in the middle is the magical elevator that takes you down to the French Ministry of Magic. Now, this might be a bit ambitious, but honestly, the French Ministry was one of the most beautiful and most magical scenes, especially with that moving horoscope dome. So, why not take it a step further? Build the whole thing underground. You could ride the elevator or sneak down some hidden stairwells into a huge domed food court filled with magical eats and drinks, with Art Nouveau-styled gift booths. Imagine grabbing enchanted snacks while chilling under that glowing dome would be next-level immersive. Speaking of magical dining spots, tucked in the back is the Nicholas Flamel area. It's nicely themed, but honestly, kind of low-key and ghetto.
The ghetto!
Inside, there's this big restaurant that barely anyone knows about. So here's an idea. Turn that place into a secret speakeasy, where you need a password to get in. Worried about crowd control? No problem. You actually have to enter the restaurant first, then perform a spell on a hidden bookcase or secret door to unlock the speakeasy bar. Pretty cool, right? To take it up a notch, make it an interactive magical mystery dinner theater show. Guests enjoy their meal, while actors roam around playing Grindelwald and his minions. The mystery starts inside the restaurant, but then you have to explore the land, casting spells at certain spots to uncover clues about who Grindelwald has kidnapped, or worse. And to fit the vibe, the food could have a dark magic theme. Think mysterious, smoky dishes and enchanted drinks that bubble and glow. Speaking of food, most of the land is made up of storefronts, bars, and restaurants, but a lot of them are just empty. One of the most interesting unused spots is the French Wizard Bakery. You can see it in the windows, magical animal-shaped bread. Why is this not a real bakery yet? Open it up and actually serve fresh, enchanted animal bread. People would love that. And while we're dreaming big, how about bringing in sugar artists? Imagine carts on the street or inside the French Ministry food court I pitched earlier, where they're spinning cotton candy into baby nifflers or pulling sugar into phoenixes and dragons. It's edible art meets magical creature chaos, and I need it immediately. For magical entertainment, on the stairs, they could have a large choir come down the stairs and sing and dance. The girls from Beauxbaton's magic school could sashay down the stairs while singing and performing magic tricks with effects. This is a magic land. There could also be mini shows and performers walking around with guests performing close-up magic. I'm really into the Art Nouveau design of the land. It's gorgeous. And the French wand shop? Very cool. There's clearly a real effort to be creative here. Personally, I'd love to see even more variety with the wands, like crystal wands that are either carved entirely from crystal or have decorative gemstones embedded in them. Imagine picking out a wand with an amethyst core or a glowing quartz tip. So magical. Now, I've heard the food is actually pretty solid, especially that butterbeer crepe, which sounds amazing. But why stop there? Let's lean into more magical food and drink experiences. How about a whimsical tea room connected to the bakery? You could sip enchanted teas from around the world, nibble on sweet treats and mini sandwiches, all in a cozy Art Nouveau-inspired space. Picture flowing curtains, velvet cushions, and maybe even a few floating scarves, like Professor Trelawney's classroom vibes. A perfect mix of elegance and eccentric wizard charm. In one quiet corner of the land, there's a little fountain where a Grindylow squirts water at you if you cast the right spell. It's cute, but it could be so much more. What if this spot was turned into the grand finale moment of the whole land? Here's the idea. If you complete all your wizard spell challenges for the day, or crack the magical murder mystery dinner tour, you earn access to a secret spell. Cast it at the fountain, and suddenly, magic erupts. Dozens of fantastic beasts appear, bursting from the fountain, peeking down from rooftops, slinking out of hidden nooks and enchanted doors while squirting you with water. They sing, they dance, the music swells. It becomes a magical, immersive creature celebration that only the most dedicated wizards get to unlock. Now that would be a true reward. Oh, and if you're into theme park makeovers, I also redesigned Star Wars: Galaxy's Edge, so be sure to check out that video too. I'd love to hear your ideas for this land or any of the others, so drop them in the comments. Until next time, have a truly magical day.